Good afternoon, students. I wanted to take a few minutes to make this YouTube video so I could visit with you about the assignments for this week. The first activity I asked you to complete dealt with facts, authorities, and examples. I asked you to review the information I'd provided at the top of the document and write a fact related to the stop sign at Spencer and Center. This is an example. I don't want you to use it on your paper, but I'm going to give you an example. According to the Deer Park mayor at a recent Rotary Club, he stated, and then that maybe, a stop sign is needed because the majority of the accidents happen here. But the fact part of it would be the mayor, and he stated it at a Rotary Club meeting. So I could go back and I could check to see if the mayor said that. I could go back to the Rotary Club meeting minutes and see if that was actually what the mayor said. Do you see how you can prove that? Another example that may bring this home is, when we were in C4 204, there were 20 computers there. You know that. We had 20 students, 20 computers. But if I said something to you like there are 150 computers in that particular room, you might scratch your head and say, I don't think so, Mrs. Woodfill. So you might go back up to C4. You might count the number of computers and then come back and say, hey, Mrs. Woodfill, there aren't 120 computers in that classroom. There are only 20. So what happened there, I made a statement. It was a fact, but it was not a true fact. So it's kind of hard to wrap your head around the idea that a fact can actually be false or untrue. In that case, you counted, came back, gave me the results, and so what I said was not true. My fact was not true. Related to an authority, on the exercise question, you're to exercise 30 minutes a day. You might say, according to my physical therapist, according to my fitness trainer, according to my doctor. Those people would be experts in this particular area. Now, for the last one where I asked you to provide an example, you were to take a position on whether you thought we should legalize marijuana or not. Medical marijuana, I believe is the way it was stated. So you'll state your position. You might say, yes, I do think we should legalize marijuana. The reason I feel this way is my uncle was going through chemo treatments and smoked marijuana and got help for his nausea. So that would be something of an example. These are made up. Facts and authorities you have to document, but examples do not have to be documented. Now, let's look at the body plan sheet that I asked you to write. The facts, authorities, example. That worksheet was practice for what we'll be doing in the body essay. And since we're not face-to-face this time, I created what I'd call a frame body paragraph. So I left blanks for you to fill in with your particular information as it relates to your thesis statement. So let's say the first support that I gave in my thesis statement happened to be health. So in that first body paragraph, I think it does say, first of all, there are, and I left it blank. So for me, if my first point in my thesis statement is health, I would say there are health concerns. Now, I've got to support that with a fact, an authority, or an example. I have to use one fact, one authority, and one example in my body paragraph. So keep a little ledger out to the side of your on a piece of notebook paper so you'll remember what if you've used a fact, mark it out. Then when you use an authority, mark it out so you can keep a running account. Let's say on this first one, I'm talking about health issues, and I might want to use this attributive tag. According to Dr. Merlin Oz, in his recent Houston Chronicle article, whatever the title of that article is, you would want to add there. And then take either a direct quote from the article. If you do that, you're going to put it in quotation marks. If you paraphrase it, put it in your own words. You don't have to do the quotation marks. But anything that's directly copied from an article, you have to put in quotation marks, denoting that these are someone else's words, not your own. Okay, so that according to Dr. Merlin Oz, that's the attributive tag. Then I'm gonna name the article where I found this comment. He makes a very interesting comment in that particular Houston Chronicle article, And I don't think a lot of people know this, that the ink that is used in tattooing is not regulated by the federal government. I thought that was interesting. I don't, that might be something your reader might be interested in knowing if you're writing about the negatives of tattoos. Now, if you're writing about the benefits of tattoos, maybe you said one of the benefits would be for sentimental reasons. So a good article to go to and quote would be that Michael May article, The Skins They Carry. So you might say something like, according to Michael May in his article, comma, open your quotation marks because we're going to put the title of that article in quotation marks, The Skins They Carry, comma, and then you can either paraphrase or you can direct quote from his article. If you do the direct quote, be sure to use the quotation marks around it. And then the other one is the example. That's easy. You can just make that up. The fact and the authority will have to be sourced on your works cited page. So you want to save that information somewhere. So in week 13, when we start to do the works cited page, you'll have that information available. Everybody will have at least 2 sources on their works cited page. The last request for this week was to read a selection entitled "The Nurse's Office." Thought you might enjoy that when the young man has a fear uh, in regards to TB. It's somewhat similar to the fear that we're experiencing now with the pandemic. So I thought you might find that story amusing. I think I've covered everything. Again, let me just remind you, I want you to stay focused. I know you can do this. I'm here to help you. I'm probably bothering you too much with too many emails, but I'm so intent on you completing and completing strong. So just remember there are several resources available. The Student Success Center has free tutoring, free online tutoring, so that's available for you. I'm available by phone call. You can send me your telephone number, and the college has set up a system where the phone call is connected to my office number, and I can call you back. So I can talk to you one on one if that would be reassuring to you. Mr. Schenkel is also available, our retention specialist. If you have issues, you can email him, joshua.schenkel@sjc.edu. A lot of you know Mr. Schenkel. And of course, again, let me just state again that I'm available. Email me. I'm very good, I think, about answering your emails and doing it quickly. Remember that Friday is a holiday, and so I'm going to close out on Thursday at 5 o'clock. So if you have a question or you would desire a telephone call, you need to contact me before 5 o'clock on Thursday. Hope you have a good evening. Stay well, and I look forward to hearing from you.